Hello everyone, welcome back my channel.
WNBA players reveal super scary privacy and security fears after Caitlin-Clark stalker incident. Making sure that whether we post pictures or social media, nothing is real time because that's when it's like they're really able to figure out where you are, one player said. The women's basketball community has been rocked by the public revelation of Caitlin-Clark's stalker. Other players in the sport are now speaking up about their own fears and experiences with security and privacy breaches. News of Clark's stalker came out just 1 month after a man pleaded guilty to stalking UConn women's basketball star Paige Bueckers. Ahead of the opening week of the Upstart 3-on-3 League, Unrivaled, many of the WNBA players participating spoke about the issue. Connecticut Sun player Dejounte Carrington, who gave Clark a black eye in their playoff series in September, told the Associated Press she has received cyber threats and needs to be on the lookout for other threats when she goes out in public. It's super unfortunate that it's going on, but I think as the game grows, it's going to continue to happen because some people are just crazy and aren't in their right mind and need to be held accountable for those things, Carrington said. But I don't think it's going to stop, honestly. We have to do stuff and go above and beyond and try to protect ourselves. New York Liberty star Breanna Stewart says she and other players have had to be conscious of how they use social media to make sure they aren't giving away their whereabouts in real time. We have a ton of security here, and you see them everywhere, Stewart said. Making sure that whether we post pictures or social media, nothing is real time, because that's when it's like they're really able to figure out where you are. Jemele Hill quietly deletes Caitlin-Clark post following stalker arrest. Breanna Stewart and her wife, Marta Zargay, were victims during the WNBA Finals in October, receiving threatening anonymous emails after Game 1. Clark's Fever teammate, Aaliyah Boston, called the conditions she and other players face super scary. It's super scary, and I feel bad for Paige, Caitlin, Breanna, and everyone's family because that's not something that you ever want to experience, she said. But I think everyone around us do a great job of trying to make sure we feel safe and making sure that they're responding to everything. If we're unsure of anything, they are on it. They know exactly what to do. Unrivaled co-founder Nafisa Collier said the league has had meetings with players recently. I think it's scary. Just naturally, with us being more available to people, things like that happen, Collier said. We did have a safety meeting the other day. The Texas man identified as Clark's alleged stalker, Michael Lewis, entered Marion County Superior Court, leaned back in his chair, and told Judge Angela Davis he was guilty as charged earlier this week. Davis suggested to Lewis he exercise his right to remain silent and entered a not guilty plea on his behalf because she wasn't going to accept anything else in an initial hearing. Lewis was ordered held on $50,000 bail and to stay away from the Gainbridge Fieldhouse and the Hinkle Fieldhouse, where the Fever and the Butler Bulldogs play, respectively. Clark's boyfriend, Connor McCaffrey, is an assistant with Butler's men's basketball team. Lewis, 55, was charged with stalking and threatening sexual battery or death, Fox 59 reported, citing court documents. The charge is a felony, and he could face up to 6 years in prison if convicted. Lewis allegedly sent Clark sexually explicit messages through his X account. One message said he had been driving around her house multiple times and encouraged her not to call the law just yet. He also allegedly spoke of going to a Fever game and sitting behind the bench. Authorities said they talked to Lewis about the messages January 8th, according to the news station. He reportedly told authorities he was going to Indianapolis for a vacation and downplayed the number of messages he sent to the WNBA sharpshooter. It takes a lot of courage for women to come forward in these cases, which is why many don't, Marion County prosecutor Ryan Meir said, via Fox 59. In doing so, the victim is setting an example for all women who deserve to live and work in Indy without the threat of sexual violence.